Hi everyone, welcome back to another week. I am Tony Gorn with Harper Therapy and I am here with
Jera Blanco, also from Harper Therapy.
and we are continuing that conversation about abuse in your relationship, and this week we are touching on sexual abuse.
The heavy one for the last. Yeah,
save the hard one for last.
Yeah, sexual abuse. Can I be sexually abused and raped in my marriage? Yes. The answer is yes. And this is a really hard one, and it hits here, right in the feels, because we believe that when we are in a relationship, we're supposed to be safe. We're supposed to be in a place where we can be ourselves, where we can connect with our partner, where we can be intimate with our partner. But let me put a little scenario for you. You guys had a nice party last night. You were putting things away, and your partner kind of pulled you aside, gave you a kiss, and you're like, oh, that's so cute, but no, honey, not tonight. Like, I really want to go to sleep. You're putting stuff away. Partner grabs you again. This time it's a more forceful, determined kind of a kiss, and you're like, no, honey, there's not going to be any sex tonight. I'm really tired. So you turn around, third time, grabs you really forcefully. You're like, okay, wait, this is not funny anymore. When you turn around, you're kind of struggling. You're pushing your partner away. You're saying no. At the end of the event, you ended up having sex. It was unwanted. It was painful. And then you were kind of scorned, like, that was crappy performance. You wake up the next day and say, what just happened? Did I just get raped in my marriage because my no was not respected? This goes with the whole Me Too movement.
Yeah, I think that I feel like that's where it's glaring, where you're questioning what just happened, what relationship am I in? I think in that scenario there can also be those small things where you didn't really want to have sex, but you knew, well, if I don't, what's going to happen? And we haven't had it in a while, and we're married, we should be doing this. All right, it's just, if I could just get it done and over with, at least then that will keep things stable for a little bit, and I could just keep going.
Yeah.
And maybe you even enjoyed it a little bit, so you have an even harder time recognizing that that is not okay, which, yes, that is the Me Too movement, where you just feel like, okay, let me just do this.
Let me just say yes, because it's easier. There's not going to be an argument. Just take one for the team, or just bear through it. The other type of sexual abuse that happens in a relationship is also withholding sex as a punishment.
That was an eye-opener when I read that from you, and I was like,
making the partner beg for intercourse or intimacy, or just withholding sex,
like
as
using
a weapon.
it as like, oh, well, because you didn't do this, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. And that's a scary one, because again, who do you turn to when this happens in your relationship? A few weeks ago, we were talking about financial abuse and how we don't talk about money with other people. We don't talk about sex with other people.
Sex is such a taboo topic. It really is.
Yeah. And knowing that there is a line that has to be respected in that relationship. And if it's not, that's an issue that has to be addressed, whether with the partner, with a trusted friend or family member, with a therapist, because we don't know how far this can go.
Yeah, because it can continue the spiral, and then I think we talked about how it stacks up. Yeah. All of the abuses. There's usually not just one, there's usually the different hints of all. So this is only going to continue the snowball, and eventually you lose yourself, and suddenly you're in the middle of psychological warfare and the verbal abuse, and then maybe the financial abuse will start. So being able to recognize these signs and knowing that withholding sex and just feeling like you're going to have sex just because it's the easier thing to do, that's not okay. Sex should be something that's enjoyable and is not a weapon.
Something that both adults agree upon, that brings pleasure and calmness and connection and intimacy. When it's forced or when it's not consented, you're actually creating a bigger divide between the two of you.
Yeah, and then it's even more difficult to have those big, hard conversations.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for the help to have these hard conversations, whether it's about sexual abuse, financial abuse, verbal abuse, or the psychological abuse,
give us a call. 813-434-3639, and let Harper Therapy be your home for hope, growth, and healing.
Thanks so much, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.